this morning seeking a blessing. I ask that you pray for me this morning.
Yep.
I won't take up too much time, but I wasn't going to sit and not do anything this morning.
Yeah.
As Brother Brandon started to pray, I just opened my Bible and wasn't going to let this day go by without satisfying my heart this morning. And you need to leave satisfied here this morning.
Yep.
I thirst for it here today. I need my Lord more today than I needed Him yesterday. And every day it seems like I need Him a little bit more. And I know when I leave here today, the satisfaction that I'm going to have, it's only going to be temporary because the world is going to creep back in. But I need to keep my Lord's commandments here this morning. I need to be obedient here today. Listen, when Paul was talking to the Galatians, he was advising them on false teachings. And despite being saved by the grace of God, we all say that we're saved. We're sinners saved by the grace of God.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give us any excuses this morning. There's no excuse still yet not to keep my Lord's commandments, even though Jesus Christ delivered us from the curse of the law. We still need to keep the law the best we can here this morning. Listen, I was reading just a little bit ago a Psalm of David 143. It reads, "Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplications. In thy faithfulness answer me, and in thy righteousness. And enter not into judgment with thy servant, for in thy sight shall no man living be justified." I'm awful thankful here this morning that no one's standing before my God. Listen, my life, it won't be justified without Jesus Christ here this morning. I needed Him over 2,000 years ago, and I've needed Him every waking day of my life here. It says, "For the enemy hath persecuted my soul. He hath smitten my life down to the ground. He hath made me to dwell in darkness, and those that have been long dead. Listen, I'm going to leave here this morning, and I'm going to be persecuted. This world, it's going to creep in just one more time. Listen, I had a pretty good week. I'm telling you, it started out a little rough, but I had a pretty good one. I am at peace with my soul here this morning, and what a wonderful feeling it is to be at peace. And if you don't like it here this morning, I'm telling you, that's your own fault. I'm not going down with the ship here today because there's another ship that I'm looking to board. And this world, it just ain't going to bother me the way that it tries to. It's not going to bring me down here this morning. Listen, because a few seats are empty, it won't bring me down because some people just have better things to do. This is the best thing that I've got to do here this morning, and it's the only thing that's going to get me through my week. I feel sorry for those who don't put this first. I feel sorry for them here today. It says, "Therefore is my spirit overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is desolate. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the work of thy hands. I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as a thirsty land." Listen, I have no regrets here this morning getting out of my bed and coming to a little church house with just a few people in it. No knowing yesterday that these seats were going to be empty, and so were those, and that Brother Larry was going to Tennessee. But I guarantee here this morning, no matter where that brother is, he's having church here today. And listen, just because he stepped out this morning doesn't mean that we don't need to carry on with the zeal that old man has. Listen, the Bible here says, "Hear me speedily, O Lord, my spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me, lest I be like unto them that go down into the pit." Listen, Brother Larry often says, "My worst wish to my worst enemy is to meet him in heaven's land." And that's all I want here this morning. Listen, there's some things that I just can't tolerate in this world. There's some things that I just can't abide by. But I'm telling you, all I want for this world here this morning is just to repent.
That's right.
Listen, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to get down. But I just want you to repent here today and show this world where you truly stand. Walk with me. If you can't walk, then I'll try to carry you. Listen, if you can't see the path, just hold my hand here this morning, because I know where that path is. I've been walking on it for a short amount of time. It seems like the world has just sped up over the past few years, but I can see that prize getting bigger and bigger on the horizon. Listen, cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. Deliver me, O Lord, from mine enemies. I flee unto thee to hide me. Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God. Thy spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. And then at the end it says, "And of the mercy cut off mine enemies, and destroy all them that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant." How easy it sounds to just give it over.
Yeah.
It sounds so easy, but then we get inside our own heads and we get stuck there. And then this world, it continues to just creep in and just creep in. There's going to be a time when I was thinking about it this morning, looking in the mirror. I woke up and I'm just feeling rough. I don't sleep much through the weeks, and I see all the white hairs on my head and on my face, and how quick time just passes on. And I know there's going to be a time when I'm not going to have the strength to carry on. This old body's just going to give out. Just thinking about saying that I would carry you. I remember being young, being just a little boy up in the mountains of East Kentucky. And my grandfather would always go hunting, it seemed like every weekend. And I'd always get to go with him. And you know, every time I go up to Kentucky, it's a constant reminder, because Brother Bobby that joined Pilgrim's Prayer there, he was my papa's hunting buddy. I used to ride through those mountains with him and listen for those dogs, and we'd hear them treeing way off in the distance, and we'd have to scale that mountain in the dark with only the moonlight, the only light that we had, and the lights that they had on their heads that they used from the mines. And we'd go all the way to the top of that mountain just to see where those dogs were treeing at. Listen, and when we get all the way up there and they get to where they needed to be, on the way back down I would get tired. I was just a little frail human being at the time, and I would just cry and complain to my papa as we started going back down that mountain, and he would put his gun around his back, listen, and he would pick me up and carry me for quite a few, it seems like miles, when it maybe wasn't even that far, carry me all the way back to the truck, and I would sleep in that truck while they would continue hunting the rest of that night. But I tell you, as time went on, listen, I had to go visit him in a little hospital. Him sitting there, the nurse hadn't been able to get him to take a bath in days because somebody had to help him into that shower. He had a beard, and I'd never seen him have a beard like that before because he couldn't even shave. And when I got into that room, I'd asked him why that he wouldn't go back there with that woman. He said, a woman doesn't need to see me in all my shame. And you know, that's awful funny to think about. But let me tell you, that's how he serves my God here today. Listen, when I went back in that room with him, he started to shave his face there. And as he started to shave his face, I could just see little pools of blood coming up on the side of his face. And he just stopped and reached me that razor. And the only thing that was going through my mind was how he used to carry me up that mountain. And now he can't even shave his face. If I had anything to do with it, him getting back to his bed, I'm going to have to help him just walk a few steps to get back into that bed. Let me tell you, his body, this world had took its toll on him, and he was about to leave. It was only a short amount of time, and you know, I started feeling sorry for him. But you know, here this morning, I am confident with everything in me that there's a new body that he is walking around in. Listen, I believe that this morning, if he needed to carry me, he could carry me all over without fatigue because my Lord was on his bond. Listen, my Lord was the one that he served. And when this world came and took everything from him, took the very strength from his body, listen, my Lord was waiting on the other side.
That's right. Yes,
was waiting on the other side to give him strength.
Right.
Gave him strength his whole life, but now he's given him strength that I can't even comprehend here today. And you know, he wasn't a rich man. He was just a poor old coal miner. Listen, it destroyed his lungs. It destroyed his body. Many times rocks had fell out of that roof and crushed bones in his body. But let me tell you, my Lord, he has a way of mending things that are broken. I truly believe that my Lord loves to work with the small and the weak and with the broken things in this world because there's one thing that I've come to learn about my God is that every time I've been broken, every time that this world has gotten my way, every time my heart breaks, there's a man I read about here that knows how to mend those things. He is the great physician here this morning. He is the teacher. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And Jesus Christ, let me tell you here this morning, I believe He stands knocking at the door for the rest of this world. I've answered my call, but yet my job keeps getting harder. How easy it would have been to just sit here this morning and
that's right.
just read off a prayer list.
Yep.
There's no reason to get angry here today. There's no reason to be sad. I hope here this morning that you're going to leave the way that I'm leaving. And I may not have preached no great sermon. I tell you, I didn't even think I was going to have to.
Yeah, I know.
But when he got down to pray, I knew that if I left in the state that I'm in right now, without serving Him, knowing that I could have served Him here this morning, that I would have had a rough week. And I look forward to meeting people this week, to talking to people this week, to try to raise the spirits of those whose spirits are down. It's Gitchin's a song. I'm not going to stand much longer.
Done fine.
I hope and pray that here today when you leave, you take my Lord with you. And these church doors here this morning, they're open.
That's right.
And they've been open for a long time. Even though you may come by and the door may be locked, this is just a little building here this morning. My Lord's church, listen, He opened the doors to it a long time ago. And there's going to be a day when those doors are going to be closed. And this book doesn't need to be open anymore. Because when it's all said and done, there's nothing I can do for your soul. There's nothing your loved ones can do for you. It's up to you here this morning to serve my God in full faithfulness here today.
But thou art